Yes, people, welcome back to another Monday morning roundup where Man United's been absolutely slapped up by Newcastle, and then Spurs, eaten by the Wolves as well at the Molineux. I'm pretty sure it's at the Molineux, right? 4-2. I'm correct. Archie Gray disaster class, if I'm correct again, from what I could see. I like had an awful time. Not just him though. Solanke didn't even get the ball, to be fair. Chelsea fail against Ipswich. Again. And then Salah breaks his record.
Crazy, yeah, that's crazy.
Salah breaks the record, man. And then Liverpool go and win 2-1, and then 2 more wins for them, and they go win the title. Wolfie, your club is in the mud as well. Who you got next?
Spurs.
Let me ask you a question, quick, Jules, because I know we'll talk about Newcastle first. Yeah. Firstly, do you think Ange, if you go out to Frankfurt, does he survive?
I need to know this.
Honestly, I like, you guys know I've wanted him out for a while, but me personally, I think that he gets sacked on that plane home. Like, there's no way that he doesn't get sacked on that plane home. Like, he has to. Like, I reckon you get sacked before you even arrive, because we're literally statistically, this is our worst ever season in our history of Tottenham.
How many losses you got in total?
Like 70 losses. Like our stat percentage of losing 54% of our games, literally the worst we've ever been ever.
There's no way now, George, man. You're playing this wrong. You know you're playing this wrong.
No, that is literally stat. That's a fact, Wolf. Whether you like to hear it or not, what's worse? Losing 54.3% of our games in the league season is the worst we've ever been, bro.
All right, what's worse, that stat or finishing 2 points above relegation? That stat or finishing 4 points above relegation?
Again, though, the stat is the worst. Like,
no, but it's not being taken into context.
Well, you're asking me my opinion. I'm telling you my opinion, Wolfie. There's no fact to what stat is worse.
Yeah, no. So you're saying you'd rather have finished 2 points above relegation than by saying that the stat is worse.
The thing is, though, whatever. The 2 points above relegation, the stat is going to be very similar. So what? I don't know what point you're trying to make. Like we're doing.
I'm saying you can't say it's the worst Premier League season Spurs have had, because I've seen two worse.
No, I didn't say Premier League. I said worst season ever in the history of Tottenham. This is
well, you can't say that because you've been relegated, bro.
Okay, but we still haven't had win percentage this bad or lost percentage.
Yeah, but would you rather have a worse win percentage or be relegated?
No, but bro, this is statistically our worst season. I'm not gonna you can't.
Yeah, but I'm just saying add the context to it because you've been relegated. Have you not been relegated?
The context means nothing when the stat is so damn.
It does when there's an R by your name, bro.
When the stat is this is the worst ever season statistically and the percentage is back up. You don't need context to that. There is no context. You could say that we played with 11 kids all the season. I could give a fuck about the context. This is our worst statistical season ever as a Spurs fan. Ever for any Spurs fan of all Spurs fans living.
I'm just saying you're running your agenda. I get it, yeah. But
I'm not running
I would personally, if it was my club, if I end up on 20 points and survive relegation, yeah. If I'm seeing as a Spurs fan, I still say that would be a better season.
Oh, do you know what?
This would be a better season than that. You know what I'm saying?
As a a resident relegation fodder guy, yeah, you are used to this, so you can speak about your experience from one, your experience.
Yes, so listen to the experience.
And you can tell me about which one was worse. But ultimately, as a man, we like to make our own decisions. We have to see it play out before we feel the repercussions of that. I am going to continue to tell you that this season is worse than being relegated or whatever other season or stat you're going to come up with, because statistically, this is the worst I've ever felt as a Spurs fan. Factually, this is the worst I've ever felt. So
just to clarify, George, you would rather be relegated than have your statistical worst season. So just so we got that on the record.
It seems the same to me. It's all the same thing at this moment in time. So I don't really know what you're actually saying. I'll be honest.
I'm saying what you're saying is it is better to be relegated than have your worst statistical season. If I've got you right here.
But the point is here, Wolfie, is both of those go hand in hand. We're just lucky that we haven't been relegated this season. I guarantee you, every other season we've had it within the top 3 of our worst win percentages, probably did get relegated.
No,
so I
you
don't
don't.
get your point, though.
You know, because on average, 34 points gets you relegated over the last 8 years. And you're on 37 or whatever you're on.
No. But I'm talking about you missed my point completely, Wolfie.
Go on.
Every other year within the top 3, so all our win percentage has been this low, yeah.
Mm.
Those seasons were probably relegation seasons, is what I'm saying.
Mm.
The fact that this is not a relegation season isn't like, oh, because the team is that good. No, it's because we're just lucky the teams below us are worse. And statistically one of the worst Premier League seasons we've seen.
I hear that.
So we're very lucky. But I don't get why you're trying to paint a narrative that I shouldn't.
No, because I'll tell you why. It would be a bit like saying, let's just say Liverpool win the league with the lowest points ever, right? I don't think I'm going to hear any Liverpool fans turning around saying, statistically, this is our worst ever winning season. They're
Liverpool
not.
fans won't say it, but rival fans will.
It doesn't matter. They still won. Yeah.
It's a narrative.
It's not a narrative because if it was the lowest winning ever points tally, yeah, that would speak on the league. It wouldn't speak on Liverpool.
It would though.
Yeah,
it would speak on both. It depends who you're listening to. But again, ultimately, I think regardless, look, Spurs are really bad right now. As we've been speaking about Spurs, might as well stay here, Cass. I'll just say really briefly, we deserve to lose the game. The 4 goals we conceded were mistakes. I'm sure most people saw. I saw Wolves F5 put his chat in saying about all the goals conceded. You know, Vicario's fault, Spencer's fault, Romero's fault. All of these people. Yeah, defensively we're a shambles. Nothing new with Spurs. Just have to look at the manager. Every time we play, there's no adaptation or there's no improvement in that back line, and there's only one man to look at.
It's not even as that. It looks like there's no there's just no.
There's no tactics for that back line. You not see Romero pushing up into that position. Then you have 2 at the back, and then you got Archie Gray like floating in the midfield. It's just a mess. Like it's a mess. The way like you play through Spurs so easily. Nottingham Forest are gonna have a field day against us. All they're gonna do, get the ball to Murillo or Milenkovic, play a long ball over the top into the channels to either Alanga or Hudson-Odoi, and then they're just going to work. That's what it's going to be. And they're going to get chance after chance after chance, and they're probably going to score a similar goal to what Strand Larsen did, where you just play it across the box. You're going to be open and free because the counter-attack is so easy. So
if he's still there, let's put that. If he's still there.
We say manager, but
even if Ange's there, there's not going to be much change within a week.
Well, that's what I want to ask you, George, right? Because you play on Thursday, right? I know you're saying sack him on the plane, but realistically, the earliest you would sack him would be the Friday. Yeah, I think we can agree that. Like, it would be announced there. If that happens, let's say you do go out, are we looking at Mason for Monday?
Yeah.
Monday Mason.
100%. I've already accepted the fact we're going to be
unless they're already looking at managers now and they got someone lined up.
I don't think they can.
Spurs just don't move that serious. That's all it is. Spurs just aren't that serious. Spurs are a joke, man. They're not lined up no manager. There's no doubt about that because it would have been done. Just like when we signed Conte, just like when we signed Mourinho, when we have someone lined up, they sack that manager instantly. We haven't got no one good lined up. So what he's doing right now, Levy's a very smart man. I'll give it to him. Very smart. But he knows, just like Wolfie, yeah, you see how Wolfie tries to laugh at the protests and stuff. Levy's smart because he's going to keep Ange in control because he knows that takes away from... You can't focus on the board. You can't focus on what's going on outside the club when the manager is so bad at his job. He's just like, oh, let me keep him in charge. The fans are going to keep focusing on how bad the team's playing rather than all the other things involved. So, yeah, I suspect that Ryan Mason's going to be in charge this time next Monday. We're going to be talking about Ryan Mason, you know, his role and how he's going to see us out for the end of the season. But yeah, man, look, we have no hope this season. And I'll just say it now. We're going out Europa League this week, innit? So no one come laugh at me and try and banter me after the game. We're going out. It's as simple as that.
Look, George, I would love to press you further in this, right? But time is tight. And someone's been sitting here getting away with murder for weeks, for months. And we finally saw some chinks in his armor yesterday. And shout out to Andy, who put things right. My brother Andy, man, who shut Cass up for locked him down for pretty much that whole show, man. Chucking him in jail with Diddy. Loving you, Andy. He did the right thing. He knows he did wrong, put me in jail the week before. you know, and all this stuff.
Before it was he did, didn't it?
Yeah. And he knew he had to make things right. So shout out to Andy, right? And he even changed his profile picture to Cast Corrupted, man. So
wait, what? Where? I didn't even see that.
did you see that?
No, I didn't even see that. No.
I don't know if Andy's in the chat now, man.
No, he's not.
But yeah, boys, did you notice Cast starting to turn on Scammerim yesterday? Did you see?
I not noticed all of them. They're all fine.
We warned them, George. We warned them. They didn't want to listen.
It's funny how they're all coming out now and saying, "Oh yeah, the football's not improved on Anarim." You only just realize now. You only just realize now it's not improved under Amarim. Like I'm George, so confused.
You know the funny thing is, right? I said to Cass weeks ago, when Scammerim took over, they were 4 or 5 points behind us, right? And we played them. And they could have gone like 2 or 3 points behind us, right? And we were 4th at the time. Yeah. He is now 3 points from being the worst of the established Premier League teams, man. 3 points. And they've got Wolves and a 6-pointer coming up. They are 3 points off 17th. He came in, they could have been 3 points off 4th. And now the penny's starting to drop. There's been no improvement on the pitch. You know what Scammer reminds me of, right? He reminds me of, you know how when you turn the TV on and you put on like, I don't know, E4 or you put ITV on or Dave, yeah? You've then got the +1 version, that delayed channel, right? That's Scammerim, man. This is the guy who just gets everything wrong. It takes him so long to realize that he's playing the wrong players. And weeks later, he decides, oh yeah, they are shit. I better drop them, man. He's Scammerim +1, man. He's so slow in the mind. He can't see how bad a player is, continues to play him, and then realizes, oh crap, look what he's done with Anana, man. He drops Anana, brings in, what's your other keeper called, that Turkish twat? Being dear, man. Brings him in, right? And he has a stinker, man, and a mistake, right? It is so bad that Amarim sends them out a subliminal message. He plays a player called I Am Ass at left back, man, just to underline the fact that this team is ass, man, just to send out a subliminal message. And they get slapped by Newcastle yet again, man. Oh, this team, it's so funny to watch the collapse of Manchester United. And I could have done with Man U picking up a point, man. But the satisfaction of seeing the pain of Cass yesterday, to see those cracks in your armor, Cass, was beyond satisfying, bro. What are you saying on your boy Scammer?
I'm not hammering out. Like, if that's what you're asking.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm not hammering out if that's what you're asking. I just
don't.
I
thought you said you were. Sorry. Clarification needed there.
Nah, it's just I just don't like what he's doing at the moment. I still put most of this blame on players because I think they're crap. Like they're generally crap. When a lot of you lot wouldn't even take a lot of them, it says everything you need to know in it. So that's all that is, man. Newcastle is better than us.
Cass, you know what? Yeah, Cass is at the same point. You know it's hard, yeah, because me and Cass are at the same point in the season. I could tell. Like we go into games. As much as you want to not predict your team to lose, you have to accept your team's going to lose near enough every game going into the end of the season. And although you can look at the players, you can look at the manager, you can look at the board, they're all an issue. There's issues all over the place that you can't actually pinpoint.
I don't think the board. I don't actually think the board's the issue or anything like that at the moment. I don't think there's nothing going on in terms of like there's beef or whatever. I think the commentators even said it yesterday. Like I don't believe in none of that stuff. That's just a cop out for a reason why he lost. We lost for the simple reason because we're just shit. There's nothing more to it. Like we lost because Newcastle are night and day better than us, and we lost because Amrim. I think we're going to lose regardless of what kind of team that was going to get put out. Anyways, maybe like a 2-1, but it was more avoidable if you don't play certain man. It's simple as that. And I don't get him because he just like you criticize Ericsson for the physicality against. It's probably not good. He done a whole interview about it. Yeah, with like it's not a good idea to play him at like a physical side, most robust midfield in the flipping Premier League, and you go and play him again. With a guy with a guy who's out of form as well, which makes again no sense because Ugarte's so off form. It's like the one thing he's good at, he's not even doing good at the moment. So why have you started him? What, do you want to rest Casemiro?
Do you think with how you lot are playing though, do you think it's actually going to get that much better? Do you think signings are going to make it that much better?
I think so because the thing is, I see certain plays like yesterday we saw against Newcastle that They were playing in between the lines. I've seen it before as well with Leon as well. Like it's just quick 1-2s. But the issue is when it gets to a certain 1 or 2 players, they can't do it and they give away the ball, aka their first goal. If you go look at it like that, you give it to who was it? Was it Delora or Garte? And they give the ball away. I'm like in a stupid position. I'm like, what are you doing? Keep it going. And then he just gives it away. And then before you know it, ball into Isak. Isak's not even getting closed down by the guy who's meant to be doing the best thing, which is sniff out danger. And then it obviously does an absolute peach of a ball over the centre back's heads. So that's what it is. A top team doesn't give the ball away in them certain positions. Because I thought, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I think in the first half, I thought Newcastle are gettable here. Like they're gettable. There's gaps there. They're not really into that Newcastle mode until the second half. All my man told him to do, Jason Tyndall, considering Eddie Howe's not even on the touchline, is just attack the low even more, yeah, and you'll find something. And that's exactly what happened. The low, he gets folds under pressure. The guy is shit. Honestly, I've had enough of it. But then again, he keeps playing him. Why? You're gonna play Harry Amas. The only reason he played Harry Amas yesterday, basically, is because if it wasn't for playing him for the first time ever, we wouldn't have an English player in the side. And he wasn't even bad, to be fair. He was getting up the pitch.
I don't care. I don't care if he's next Ronaldo.
Man.
Yeah, I am ass, man.
It was so easy for them. It was so easy. That game might have been their easiest game all season. They didn't have to do anything. They were just waiting for Man United to do something to themselves.
You know what, George, bro? Like, I don't know if you'll agree with me. I think you will. Cass is starting to sound like you from 4 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Where inside he knows what he's saying is BS. Right, and he's just saying it a bit like when you were still Ange In, yeah. You know all the points men are pressing at you are right, yeah, but you're not ready to accept it, and I feel he's at that phase, man. I think you need to talk to him and just help him to the next phase because he's seeing it, but he doesn't want to see it. That's the thing with Cass, right? They're talking about how many games has Ange lost? 17 or something.
17.
Yeah. Let's look at Scamarim's record. He's won 6 games in 21. 6 games in 21. Someone in the chat work out what percentage 6 out of 21 is, man. That's embarrassing, man. That's crazy percentages. In fact, I'm going to do it right now.
It's lower than 30. It's about 20. It's what, 27% or something like that?
Have a look. Just have a quick look.
In the Premier League ain't great, and just everywhere else is
6 divided by 21. 28.5% win percentage, man. 28.5%. But they tell me, George, this man is a coach. Do you remember for the first few weeks, yeah, Cass is sitting here saying, bro, how's he going to do anything? He's had no time on the training ground. They've had too many games. They can't coach. It's been 3 weeks. He's had 2 days of training, yeah? Has he not taken them to the training ground yet, man? It's been like, 6-7 months now? Where's the coaching? They told me he's a coach.
I think that's the biggest indictment, and you have to be honest, Cass. Like, you're probably surprised just as much as we are at the lack of coaching that he has done. Are you not? Like, you have to.
I just don't. I'm at a point where it's like I don't think it matters who the manager is. Honestly, like maybe someone that plays a little bit more.
But there must be a few players that you look at and you'd be like, all right, as much as I don't think they're great players, I know a manager can get something out of them or coach them to be better.
No, because this whole...
You're not being honest with yourself.
It's not. Honestly, that forward line is not getting us goals no matter what, innit? It's as simple as that. But then again, there's certain decisions that's happened. I don't think it's down to him. Again, I said it time and time.
Has he coached those players, Cass? Has he coached them?
Probably a couple of them, but I think they're uncoachable anyways. I think
who's improved under Amad?
Having Ugarte in your midfield.
I think Amad has.
That's uncoachable, bro.
I think Amad has. He's brought in a couple youngsters who obviously you never know.
What are we doing? Like, he's talking about Amad. Like, we know Amad was good.
But people were calling him some people before weren't calling him good. They were just calling him
Amad. His answer is Amad. Who's he improved? He says Amad.
I think he's improved the back line as well when it was conceding corners every fucking two minutes.
That's probably a set piece coach, to be honest, man.
Yeah, but it's still coaching though.
I just gotta shout out Mons, man, because I saw Mons calling it out yesterday. Yeah, in the press on Cass on Scamarim, our boy Scamarim.
Before you go for your meeting as well, though, you lost to Evan at home, so don't try it. You're
But the-
bottling your time.
I'm third, bro. I'm third.
No,
You're nearly third from bottom.
How
You know
long?
what's funny?
Nice try on deflection. Nice try on
No, but
deflection.
you have to go. You have no. By the way,
Yeah, but I'll be jumping back. I'll jump back.
All right,
the
cool.
thing-
Still there.
No, I'm just making sure because he can't just run away and then think that he can't hold.
No,
those
this
spots
is
moving.
beautiful because you
That's
sat
the
here
trying all the
Saturday night.
lines he can. He's like, he's gonna go in and say, just throw it out.
Yeah, I know.
exactly.
No, quick.
You know what it is? It reminds me of obviously like the Rasmus situation. Kaz,
Oh,
you know,
yes.
Kaz used to ride out for Rasmus.
Yeah.
You didn't know this, right?
No,
Kaz used to like. Kaz was like this in the corner for Rasmus. You know, he was like this.
You know when Brock Lesnar used to hit that F5 like that. That's what Cass was doing, bro. He's out
Bro,
there finishing move every time. He's like, "Yo, this is my boy."
no, he's like, I can't see him.
Bro, I'm telling you, he was it, bro. I'm telling you right now. Anyone who was onto Rasmus, Cass will have man in the walls of Jericho. That's my guy. That's my guy. You have man in the walls of Jericho, bro. I'm telling you right now. Right, this is the same situation that we're seeing with Amorim. Certain United fans are riding out for Amorim and saying, "Yeah, he has this excuse. No players. The players are crap. He came here mid-season. He's just got here." First of all, it's been 20 plus games. It's been 20 plus games. No one's asked Amorim to go and win the league. No one's asked him to even finish top 4. No one's even asked him to finish top 6. They actually just wanted him to be better than Ten Hag. He was only asked to steady the ship. That's all he wanted. That's all. All he needed to do was steady the ship. Now, if you come in and do a worse job than Ten Hag, why do you deserve to be invested in?
Good question. Can I add to that once? If you've come in and David Moyes, your ex-manager who took Everton from nearly bottom of the league with a worse squad, is now ahead of you in the league, why should you be invested in?
With no signings.
With no signings. Same situation. In fact, a harder situation, some would say, for Moyes, because his players are worse. I think we can agree on that.
He made Man United so bad, Wolfie. These men were crying out for Dorgu. You know, most men didn't even know who Dorgu is.
That's
what I was gonna get on to next.
At the start of this season, I'm sorry. At the start of this season, yeah, we all have good football knowledge, in my opinion, with vast players in it. Yeah, unless we're talking them Conference League, man. I don't know them Conference League, man, like that. Yeah, cool. Who knew who Dorgu was at the start of the season?
You know, I will say
I did, but I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's the only reason I
knew Dorgu was a football manager.
Crying out for him the way they were crying out for him. Who knew who Dorgu was? That's
I
how
only
bad
knew
they
because
are.
of football manager. Literally, I saw he had like 5-star potential. My scouts recommended him. Only reason I knew him. I'll be honest.
Yeah, but who
bro.
expected?
typical Chelsea fan, you know, why scout and that. I hear it.
The way they seem like they made it seem like he was the answer.
Roberto Carlos.
It was a better answer than what we had. It's a better answer than what we had, but the guy's been here for 2 minutes.
Bro, he's a. I'm not blaming on him. I'm saying he's a young talent. But my point is not Dorgu himself. It's about the fact that you man was so bad, you were crying out for a young talent who no one even really knows about like that. But he seemed to be like the answer to your wingback problems.
Mons, as always, you make a great point. I've just got to jump, right? But you make a great point. And what I want to add is dog poo should make them worry. Because they've said once he gets his players in, once he gets players who can fit into the system and all this, dog poo, yeah, he's one player, but he's one you look at to set the example, to set the narrative, yeah? This dog poo guy can't cross a ball, right? I'll be back.
By the way, yeah, flipping, what's it called? Let me just move you there. But my whole thing is, regardless, is as soon as he comes, Ahmad goes and gets injured and all that. Hobby goes and gets injured and all that. We couldn't even field what we wanted to field. Do you get what I'm saying? So no matter what happens with United, it will always come back down to, can you score goals and how's that midfield doing? So it doesn't matter. Ahmad goes out, your biggest threat is gone. Xerxes now got a hammy injury and Ahmad's only just got back. Funny how the game works, isn't it? Every time someone thinks goes good,
even when you man had most of your players fit, you was still dog shit.
No, I hear it, but the thing is I call it more balance. I always say that. I say that about why your team's so good at the moment, because of balance. Yeah, why Spurs are so crap is because of imbalance, which was because of their back line, or Chelsea or whoever. I already said that your midfield three of this Enzo, Palmer, Caicedo will not work. in the future. It won't work. It's so imbalanced. Man
But
United, no
it's
matter
not-
what you
it's not even
feel,
just about-
every
look,
time we
bro,
get some sort of balance back, some sort of player gets injured and it causes a mad imbalance because we're already that shit. We're that shit. And we got no midfield. Like literally zero midfield, in my opinion. Anyways, there's nothing. You're on half term, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, full so yeah.
But all the thing is,
You're
Casper,
finished.
saying that, I hear the balance conversation. I hear the balance conversation, bro.
George, shut the fuck up, bro.
There's been times, yeah.
Catch you at the gym.
There's been times where your manager has played. He's played 3 centre backs. He's played 2
I agree,
wing
yeah,
backs,
yeah.
and he's playing 2 DMs with an attack that doesn't score goals.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
He's
no, I
playing-
hear it. No,
he's
that's
playing- bro, he's playing
that's my criticism.
7 defenders. He's playing 7 defenders.
That's my criticism is the fact that it's like be brave and go get a youngster out there then. Because if the low's not that good and you've seen enough, why do you keep playing them? If you've got nothing to lose, why do you keep playing them? I understand if you want to play them in Europa League because you want some experience, but go use some of these youngsters. Me and Rance have been saying, cool. You know, like, don't get me wrong, they might be 17, 18 or whatever, but it's like it's not relying on them. It's that, you know what it is, George? You know when you've seen players, you're like, I've seen enough.
I get what you mean.
I've seen enough.
I've been there. I've been there so many times.
What do you have to lose if you've got some talented brothers in the academy that's been in the first team all season? Why are you not using them?
No, I get what you mean. And because I've been at this point with Spurs many times, yeah.
Especially at wing back. What have you got to lose at wing back?
I get what you mean, because I've been at this point in the Spurs many times. I'm like, these players are shit. I've seen enough of them. We know the quantity they're gonna give. Let's give the youngsters a go because they're gonna want to prove themselves. They're gonna be a bit more hungry. They're gonna want to fight for the badge. Cool. But also people don't realize the impact it has on younger players. When they come into the team, they don't have an impact. And then fans start treating them like senior players and then getting on their back. And it's like, you guys are shit. You're not that good, when they shouldn't be expected to be the difference makers in a bad team. You bring young stars into a good team that has a good system, that's playing good football,
I disagree
and
with
they
you.
add to that. So wait, I do hear what you're saying. There has been points where Man United have brought young players in. Let's say Garnacho. When you first brought him in, fans loved him. It was refreshing. It was young, and now they hate him.
Yeah, but
Kobbie Mainoo. When they brought him in originally, fans were loving him. Now, I'm not saying fans have turned him in ultimately, but there have been a lot of fans going, Kobbie's not the guy we thought he was, all of this, all of that. Maybe Man United's just a shit team and he's not going to look good in a shit system. And that's what you have to realize about a lot of youngsters.
Yeah, but that's what the youngsters, sometimes I look at some of these youngsters and say, but at the same time, you have an opportunity to showcase what you can do because it's such a crap side. That's how a lot of youngsters shine. Realistically, that's how they get the chance and be known a little bit more. Garnacho's regressed, Kobbie's regressed at the moment, but
that's my point. Don't you expect these players to regress in bad teams? They're always going to regress.
But I always look here, when you're an academy prospect, yeah, you've always got that few months of being fearless until you become more embedded into the side. You've got nothing to lose. My whole thing is our league form doesn't matter what happens now. It's you know, it don't matter where you finish 14th, 15th, or 9th. It's still the same shit. Everything's focused on the Europa League now. So be fucking brave then. Stop playing bare youngsters. Collier's come in and he looked miles ahead of Agate and whatever else we got going in DM. Imagine that. He's one of our youngsters. Heaven comes in for a few games, looks good, whatever. Euro's adapting to the league. Looks better than fucking Lindelof, who's been there for nearly 8 years. It's simple little bits like that. Okay, Harry Amas comes on a wing back yesterday and causes 2 situations, and that's his debut, bro. What is going on? I see more wing back from him than Delo. Dorgu comes in and he's physically more capable than others, so he can keep up, but he needs to adapt because, boy, the guys just come from an Italian league. He don't look that great at the moment, but he's allowed that grace at least. That's what I keep. It makes no sense, and it's on him. Simple as that, innit? Lee. Anyways, we can't. Obviously, we got to talk about other teams as well. We didn't actually talk about it yesterday, so this is a whole fresh conversation. You know where this is heading?
Yeah.
VD.
I'm not here for Man United. I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't going anywhere.
Chelsea. I can't believe you. I can't believe you. You know what? Let me just say, yeah. I'm so disappointed that you've let me down.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
Because honestly, there was a key position to dethrone Wolfie to down to 5th or even 6th, right? Potentially, you got Man City on lurking. You've got Newcastle. You can go 3rd on Wednesday, by the way, and then you drew to Ipswich. Maybe they just got your number or something, but I'm so disappointed, man. What is going on at Chelsea, man?
You know what it is?
And Levi Colwill, I'm looking at this brother differently, man.
Bro, honestly, Take away Levi Colwell's left foot. Yeah, what is he? What is he? This guy, genuinely one of the stupidest defenders I've ever had the displeasure of watching. Levi Colwill. Levi Cole, will I ever learn how to defend, bro? He can't do anything right. He can't do anything right. This guy, I swear. Bro, he's got.
Isn't this the guy that people said was he pairs up with Saliba in the back line instead of Gabriel?
See,
I remember something like that being said. I said someone. I said someone.
First 5 games, yeah. First 5 games, maybe first 6, he was cold. He was actually cold. But then he remembered like who he was. Bro, this guy has negative IQ. I've never seen someone with such a low defensive IQ. He doesn't know where he is on the pitch all the time. I can't lie, yeah. Bring me in 35 million, 40 million, get him gone. Or he can stay as backup. I don't want that guy.
You remember you rejected 70 million from.
Do you see why we used to get annoyed when you used to compare?
Yeah, do you know what it is, Munch? I was
let him finish because we got questions.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna say it before you man jump on me, innit? You're talking about you lot were hyping it.
We're brothers today. Don't worry.
People in the chat saying you gassed up everyone and stuff.
He's trying to do that link up because he dropped points. Yeah, again, I hear it. You know them ones like, leave me alone. We're friends.
Crips and blends.
Listen.
I really talk though.
I deeped it, yeah. I deeped it just a second ago. Listen, I would admit, yeah. Last season was bad, innit? And the season before that was even worse. So when we were second, I might have been a bit too gassed. I might have forgot the reality of the situation. I might have been a bit too gassed.
How about this? I'll join you. I was gassed for you as well.
So was I.
I was telling you guys this team's gonna have a bad second half of the season, and yet again, I was right. I'm just seeing here the form table of 2025. You guys are tracking at mid-table 12th, 5 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. You're literally way behind all the other teams competing for top 4. I don't even know if this is a serious top 4 race.
They haven't beat a team in the top 10 since December the 14th.
And who was that?
By the way,
it was
against
top Brentford. That was 2-1 versus Brentford.
Boy.
You guys have been shit probably since that game. I think since the back end of December going into now, you've been poor. I did see a stat that in that game yesterday, you had 15 shots on goal between your front 3 and only 1 on target.
Boy.
I can't lie, yeah. Their goalkeeper was moving mad, though. Their goalkeeper was moving mad.
You made 1 shot on target between all 3 of them, between Madueke, Jackson, and Palmer, and they had 15 shots in the game, bro.
Boy.
The keeper wasn't moving that mad. The keeper
really mad. He got like a 9.2 rating, bro. Do you know how crazy that is for a goalkeeper? The Chalobah one as well. The Enzo shot. Both of them should have gone in. The goalkeeper was moving mad. But either way, it doesn't take away from some of these players. I can't lie, yeah. It's such a bad mix between the players and the manager, man. You see this manager, oh my god. He had the audacity to blame the fans, saying it was a hostile environment. You prick. You absolute mug. What do you mean there's a hot... But Vidi, hold on. But
in the summer, we were told from Y-Scout that he's the guy that's going to take you forward because he's the person that helped Leicester to win the league, the championship, and he was the person from all the research from Chelsea fans. He was the person that you need to give him time because in the summer, remember when you were getting waxed by Celtic, when you were losing games in pre-season, it didn't matter, nothing mattered. And then when you started the season and everything was hunky-dory and you were playing 1 game a week, and even though you were playing 2 games a week because you had that European championship that you're in, you still were playing 1 game a week because you played a completely different team that now it's all changed. So I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know where you're going with this.
You know what, man? I'm gonna stick by. I liked Maresca at the start, but maybe it was more of a the bedding in period, which is what it is. I feel he's a fraud in it. I actually like your squad. The maddest part. But the thing is, when we talk about Chelsea's attack, that's what was going on for you, really. Let's be real. It was the attack. It was getting goals. It was Palmer. It was Jackson. It was the rest of them. Sancho's kind of hitting a little bit of more form now, a little bit. Last couple of games, you could say. That goal was bad, by the way.
Surprise. He scores a goal against Ipswich. He finds a way to score a goal against it.
That goal
was a good goal.
Actually a good goal. So it was like a tap-in or something. I was like, you know what, Fez? Neto, good positions, better positions than I've seen. but
Mhm.
couldn't find the back of the net. Should have scored in maybe one of those shots. My whole thing is,
I don't
like,
even know if he got a shot on
whole thing
target.
is-
This guy was
my whole thing is confidence. Your team, and where does confidence come from? The manager, for me. And that's why I look at the manager and say, this guy really looks like a championship manager. Whilst do I really believe Forest and the rest of them are around you are better than Chelsea? No fucking chance. No chance.
But why
Do I really
can't they
is
be?
that- no,
Why
is that- no,
can't they
is
be?
that
Why
defense-
can't they
is
be?
that defense?
Why?
No, you know what it is. Do I believe that defense is as bad as what I think is? I saw Tottenham have a great season. I saw Levi Cole have a great season. I know Sancho was a bozo, but they got amazing fullbacks. Reece James is fit, ready, good. Kukurea having his best season. This manager is shit, man. He's letting Chelsea down. Some of the plays might be, but the thing is, they're staying fit. They're staying healthy. It's not like they're not trying. These same shit tactics, yeah, you would know about this league because Arteta tried it in that second season when he tried to put Thomas Partey right back or whatever, and then
Yeah.
it looked like a free back. The touchline winger stuff. He put Saka touchline
Bullshit.
winger, Martinelli touchline. Like, what are you doing? Get them
Bro.
inside. Like, bro, you've got
I'll get
attacking
pissed off.
wingers. Go
Bro,
fucking attack the box.
two
He's crap.
touchline wingers. Tell me how, yeah. This is something that pissed me off against the Brentford game, yeah. Tell me how. So he's lined up with two touchline wingers, yeah. They're your attacking players, and he's asked Enzo and Dewsbury Hall to kind of be the ones to get forward. But the thing is, he doesn't let them get in the box. So you got your two touchline wingers on the touchline, they're not getting in the box. You got your two centre mids, they're not getting in the box. You got Jackson playing as a false nine, so he's coming out of the box. So how are you going to score your goals? There's no overload in the box. It's the same. It's the same.
Hold on.
And then
guys,
Reece James at left back
You know
and
what it is,
midfield instead of
we're
right
talking
back.
about mentality,
It's so
yeah. Because if
dumb.
this was Arsenal, we would eat this up. Like, that's fact.
Thank
If
you.
this was someone else, if this was Arsenal, maybe even
I'm
Liverpool.
going to get to this.
Liverpool last year when they were top of the league, same thing. March has now gone, yeah. Now it's April, that whole thing. We talk about now, this is about showing your minerals and going and getting that objective that you need for the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? If this was Spurs as well, Jules would be on to you. Not so much Man United, but I reckon, but especially you lot. It's like, bro, where's the mentality to get top four? You have a prime position to be Ipswich, the next team and the next team. Last against Brentford, I think you just played as well. I believe it is. It's like, bro, you're not shooting your shot. Now
100.
you're fucking up the team. You're fucking up the team, bro.
For me, as an Arsenal fan, I don't know why, I don't know how, but for the last year and a bit, Arsenal players, are constantly compared to Chelsea players. Whether it's the Palmers versus Sakas, whether it's the Cucurellas, and for some reason he's compared to Ben White, or our fullbacks, our centre backs are compared to your centre backs. It doesn't happen with Man United, really. It doesn't happen with Tottenham. It's constantly with Chelsea when they finish outside the top four for the last 2-3 years or whatever it is now. I don't understand how, yes, we're going to talk about your manager and your manager's inept, but your players on the pitch are better, quite clearly, quite severely better than a lot of those players that play for Ipswich. Now, yesterday, Ipswich, I didn't even watch the game. I watched about 15 minutes of the game. I watched the second half, 15 minutes. And I saw a bit of a cooking from you guys. I saw you battering them. But ultimately, you've got more than enough on that pitch to win the game. Now, if it's Saka, if it's Odegaard, they are spoken about as the ones that don't win us games. If it's Saliba, any mistake he makes is amplified. So now let's talk about some of your players. Let's not talk about the manager, because the manager could have put whoever on the pitch. He could have put Tyreek George on the pitch. I would still back him to do enough to create opportunities to score a goal, regardless of the goalkeeper making outstanding saves. No, regardless of the defender playing 10 out of 10, you had him more than enough to win that game. Now, I'm looking at the head of that team. The head of that team is Palmer, because it was only in October, November, when he scored 4 goals against Brighton. Everybody, as a Chelsea fan specifically, and some rival fans, crowns this guy as world class. That is what happened. After that game, there's no denying this guy's world class. Now, last season, I was on him. I said, look, can we give him a bit of time before we crown this guy? Because I'm doing what Foden. I'm doing what happened with Foden.
You know what's funny though?
I'll
let you go. Sorry.
I'm doing what happened with Kane. I'm doing what happened with Foden, and I'm doing what happened with Saka. You need to have longevity. Now, Saka didn't have, the season that Palmer had, but for all intents and purposes, Saka's done it for 4 years now, 3 years, whatever you want to say. Palmer came in and had an outrageous season, but you lot put him on a pedestal, and now it's Nobody's speaking about him. Nobody's talking about the fact that Palmer actually isn't going in and making a difference. He's not taking the shots. He's not making a difference. He's not getting assists. He's not carrying a team. I've seen Salah for all whatever. I know me and George, we know we don't rate Salah like that. But you can't say nothing about him. He carried his team for three quarters of the season, half a season, whatever you want to say, and made Liverpool Premier League champions. You can say Saka, what he's done. You can say Harry Kane, Foden. Palmer ain't done shit to carry his team anywhere.
You know what it is
For me.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you on that.
And now it's like, oh, let's talk about everybody else and make Palmer the last thing we talk about because he got goals last season. Fuck that. Football's about what you've done for me lately. And I'm talking about for this season, pretty much, he's been dire. Now, at the start of the season, when he was getting goals and assists, he was still poor. He wasn't playing great football, but he was getting the GA, the same thing we cost Salah about. The same thing we cost Saka about. He was poor, but getting goals and assists. So let's keep it a buck now. I'm not here to play games.
I agree. I agree with you, man. I can't lie.
Palmer fucking stinks. He is not the footballer that people make out for him to be. I'm telling you. I have said it, and I'm going to keep saying it. This is the same guy. Wait. Hold. And again, I'm going to leave it here because I know Kaz don't rate Bellingham. What's the difference between the two of them? What?
No, Palmer's better than Bellingham.
Wait. Don't lose my point. I'm not saying who's better. I'm not saying who's better. I'm talking about the difference makers in teams, carrying a team, being a star of a team, being the guy that's the clutch player for the team, and not carrying your team in the big moments.
I disagree. I can tell you different. There's two finals. He scored 2 clutch goals. By the way, you can't say that because the thing is, when I saw him when he was younger in Man City's team, he was actually the difference maker in a couple of these matches.
No. Stop talking about Man City. Don't talk about Man City. Don't talk about Man City. Don't talk about Man City when he's in a protected environment. Yeah,
I'm gonna leave this on to you, VD. I ain't even saying nothing. I'm
gonna be honest here. Look. I agree with you on a lot of that. I'm not denying that because if it was if it's Mo Salah or Saka, bro,
he's so overrated.
Bro, it is mad overrated. But I'm still putting it down to Maresca, bro. Changing him, I don't give a damn.
This is what I was gonna say. Right?
No. Two things to be right. Can we agree? Two things can still be right. I still believe we said it once. What did we say about 2 months ago where we should be playing him? Do you remember on the right hand side?
I said dying on the Madueke sword and the Neto and the Madueke sword will cost him his job.
Exactly. But what Lee's just said as well about being overrated and all this stuff, I also agree on that part as well. I think it's deserved criticisms. It's fair. You can't just sit here and say, "Oh, you know what? This is you're talking a bunch of bollocks," because he's your main man. So where's your main man been? Three assists since January the 20th. In Wolves.
Yeah, but
you know he's got a new contract this season as well, right?
Why I've stopped protecting Palmer myself now is because for a while I was protecting him a little bit earlier. I stopped because he's played on the right this season. So my whole thing about dashing left on the right and you're gonna see the old Palmer. Bro, I can't even run that no more. I can't run that no more.
Months. This is the same fan base that cried and begged for England. Get Saka and put him on left wing back. That's what they wanted. They wanted him on the right. They wanted him in the 10. They wanted him on the left foot. They wanted him everywhere. He's had all the shit that he wanted. He has got, and now
you might get removed. You might not watching.
And now he's in these positions. And it's still not working. For me, we have to call it what it is. Ultimately, Palmer's a bit of a cherry on the top kind of player. But for me, you can't be talking about this guy being world class, being the same. We cuss the same things about Saka and Salah. And now when it comes to Palmer, it's all hunky-dory because he looks nonchalant and he doesn't care and his interviews are a bit boring. It's dead. He's not that great.
What you're saying, Lee, also, I think the comparison shouldn't even be with Saka at this moment.
It shouldn't.
I think he should be compared to Odegaard because simply when Saka obviously was injured, Odegaard's got most of his criticism when Saka was out because it's like, wow, without Saka, what's going on?
100.
Because obviously Jackson is the one who started the season very, very well. Like Jackson actually been Chelsea's probably best attacking player before he fell off. And if you look at Palmer and Jackson as a duo, they've always been quite good. Do you know what I'm saying? They've always had a standard between them. When Jackson got injured, Palmer was already having an iffy. I don't want to say bad, it's too far. He was already having an iffy season, covered with the numbers. When Jackson got injured, it plummeted. Like it literally plummeted. So that's why I kind of liken it to Odegaard and as opposed to Saka. Odegaard kind of needs Saka in a way, or it looks like he needs Saka. And then, do you know what I'm saying? But for Palmer in general, this is why when he was getting the world class statements, he was getting the best player in Europe. He was being called the best player in Europe, by the way, after those 4 goals. In Europe. And what is crazy to me is that when we try to say in the second season, this is where the test is, simply because
thank you very much.
Set up to stop you.
Thank you very much.
When a team sets up to stop you,
Monch, you're taking all my shit.
Can't stop you. This is what we call real quality.
That's what we call Man United.
Monch, you know Monch, let me tell you. I watch.
Hold on. Let me know for a second. I'm not even talking about guys like Pedro Nitti and them guys there, because we know them man. We know them man are average. We know man like that are average. Them no neck cutes are average, bro. We're talking about Cole Palmer here. If in the second season teams are setting up to stop you, this is what's gonna really tell us.
I feel like I've heard
great.
That's the thing. I watch VD. I watch a lot of American. I watch a lot of American sports, basketball, NFL specifically. And there's a phrase that they say. They said there's game tape now. And when you've got game tape on a player, on a person, on a team that have had a good season, and you're expecting them to have another good season next season, teams start to set up how to play against you. Teams start to game plan against you. Teams start to double up, triple up against you. And that's what, as Monch said, that's why no matter what I talk about Mo Salah, you can't take away the fact the guy scored 25 goals. Now, if it's in terms of a goal conversation, let's move that to the side. But we talk about world class, bona fide, what he does, game in, game out, season in, season out. He knows what to do. Mo Salah is there. Saka has done it. You've seen the gradual increase in his performance.
I know what you're gonna say. But I just want to cut off this for a second. Imagine your manager then, after seeing what they've done.
I've ever heard, by the way. Big one.
Imagine your managers saw what they were doing, the season before. You got new managers, they saw what they were doing, Saka and Salah were doing. Now imagine he put them left wing. Would you expect the same results?
No. This is
he's traditionally a 10. Palmer is traditionally a 10 over a right-sided player anyway.
Traditionally, what for in the academy?
VD, let me tell you. My thing is, even that, you're missing the whole point. I don't even want the goals and assist. The goal and assist to me is extra. Can you not just play well? Can you just affect the game where I'm like, you know what? Yesterday, cool, perfect example. You didn't play well in the first half, but can you be the person that rises above, be the cream of the crop? You're the best player. He got a new contract this very season. He got a new contract this very season of the last season and the start of this season. Can you not just be the best player? When we look at Aston Villa, through the good times and the bad times, Morgan Rogers rises. When we look at every team, even dare I say the Spurs, we see their crap. Who's the best player? Kulu. He looks by far the best player on the pitch. Forget the goals and assists. I just want you to play better, do better, affect the game, and everybody else, we can talk about everybody else later on. Because we don't get that same privilege at Arsenal. You don't get that same privilege. We can see Mo Salah, he gets penalties, he gets assists, and people he'll do a Trevella in a game, and people still don't give him the props. Why? Because they don't get the same privilege. I don't want to talk about Slot. I don't want to talk about Arteta. I don't want to talk about no one else but Palmer. Because when it comes down to it, cream rises to the top. Do something for me, baby. Do something for me, baby. Allow it, man. I don't want to talk
if people want to do something, if we want to do something,
context is always key, man. This is why I always say
it is. You know what? The context is Palmer isn't the guy you think he is. That's just the bottom line of it. Palmer isn't the Lord and Savior. When I came on this stream last year and I told everybody, Palmer isn't that guy. He's getting the freedom of King's Road to do what he wants. Everybody's looking nonchalant. Nobody's really doing what they need to do. Now this season, he's been asked to do more and carry the team. It's on top for him. It's the same thing was happening. It is. It's just the facts. It's the facts, bro. And
Yeah.
you don't like it. But yes, I'll give you that. I'll caveat that with your point, what you're going to say. And I'll obviously, you're within your rights. You watch Chelsea way more than me. You watch the whole game. So you can give more of a balanced argument, 100%. I'm not sitting here saying, you're wrong, I'm right, shut up. That's not what I'm saying, innit? But VD, ultimately, your manager isn't as good as people make out to be, which we know. Even you're a Chelsea fan, you know that. But Palmer, if he's going to be spoken about as one of these top elite, I'm talking about elite players, I need a lot more than talking about tactics. Just play well. Just be effective in have a good touch, have the right pass. The same pass that he made against Brighton when that was an amazing through ball, and I think Jackson went on to score that goal. Do something more effective.
Ironically, I'm pretty sure that a similar pass happened last game. It was either last game or the game before, over the top. I can't remember who fluffed it. Someone fluffed it. Maybe it was Jackson or Neto. One of them fluffed it. Listen, has Palmer been the best this season? No. I think there are things that I'm looking in Palmer's game and it's starting to annoy me because he's holding on to the ball too long. He's not letting the ball fly. But come on, you got this manager. This is the thing that annoys me, yeah? The manager said he watched every single Chelsea game last season. He said he knows Palmer, right? How can you see what he did last season and then completely change what he's doing?
So
Palmer
where do you want him to play? Where
Is it time for the Poch conversations to come back?
No, but I want to know where do you want him to play? Then?
I want him on the right wing drifting in.
Is it time? Because Poch, I'm not saying Poch is the guy in it, but he got the best out of Palmer. Like it or not, he got the best out of Palmer.
This is what. Do you know what? Yeah, I'll get onto all of this.
Is it time for the Poch conversation? Because you guys are on 54 points in the league, and you're 9 points off. You finished on 63 points. Last season.
Let me finish the previous one. We'll come back to that one, yeah, because I do want to talk.
I'm not saying it's the thing. Yeah? I think Poch is still rubbish. Well,
I know
what you're gonna do in it.
We got something else to discuss real quick.
Here's the thing. Palmer is better as a right wing when he's given a bit more freedom. Yeah, he's given a bit more freedom. He's kind of on his own there, right? Maybe someone's overlapping. He's got a bit of support. The manager has come in, played him directly in the middle, told him he can't go anywhere, and he's in the left half space a lot of the time as well. How is he going to call them in from the left half space if he ain't really got a right foot like that, right? He's being told to pick up the ball in DM positions. Why? Have him around the box. He's a threat. Have him around the box. Wait, hold on.
So you're saying Caicedo's not the guy that we make out? Because I heard that he's better than Declan Rice. I heard that he
Caicedo's good, man.
So what is it? What is it?
How have you come to that?
Again.
He's being told, Palmer's being told to pick up the ball from deep to deep. We need him in and around the box. He's a threat.
You can't play that line, bro. You can't play that line because Morgan Rogers is being told to play out of position to accommodate for Asensio.
That's him.
And he's still balling.
It's the one man that cost you 105
million. He was the original.
He's the original.
Yeah. How about this? Rogers, the real Winter Soldier. All right.
All
right.
It's the manager.
By the way, this is over 600 hours. Please smash the like button. If you're watching on your TV, your tablets, your phones, your computers, or whatever device it may be, do smash the like button if you don't mind as well. Also, you can also find other people's channels.
You know what's funny? CFC Reaper, Chelsea fan, is agreeing.
No. Actually, to be fair, a few of the Chelsea fans in there are actually, they're in agreement at the moment.
Everything that's Chelsea fans today are on Palmer, bro. They're on him,
bro. Palmer, and of course, there's times where I will definitely go above and beyond with my slander or trying to criticize Palmer. Of course, listen, the guy's not crap, but when we talk about elite, he is not the guy that we make out that he makes that people make out.
You're doing it out of place of correcting those Chelsea fans like VD. Do you know what I'm saying? Like if they weren't overhyping him, we wouldn't need to put them in their place. You get what I'm saying?
Wolfie, I had to sit here and go through a whole summer of Chelsea fans constantly tell me that Chelsea have a better squad than Liverpool. He did it. Nothing.
He did it.
Nothing.
I didn't
No,
do
no,
that.
no, no,
I never did that.
It was worse.
No, I had to
When
watch.
he was away.
I had to-
VD, we did a stream. What are you talking
I had
about?
to watch the
Hold on,
stream
you
on
got
this very
confused,
channel
man. That
where
wasn't me.
VD had to try to vilify Liverpool players and say that they had a better squad than Liverpool. I had to back. Me and Munch were. People don't know. People don't know. Me and Munch were like this all summer. You know. People don't actually know how close. Listen, it was crazy how I was defending Liverpool. It was mad. I was looking like a crazy guy because I was defending Liverpool players, and I keep saying it. Liverpool are like my my car that I have now. I have a Volkswagen T-Roc. I had before this car, I had a Range Rover Evoque. On paper, we know what the better car
Hush
seems to be.
Spice.
It was. People thought that an Evoque. People think an Evoque is the best car, so Range Rover, but it's not, because when it comes down to it, my T-Roc is a way better drive. It's more efficient. It's cheaper, and it doesn't get taken off my drive. Where Evoques do all the time. They can easily get stolen. If you know about Evoques and you know about Range Rovers, you know. For me, Chelsea are a paper team with absolute no credibility to them. Liverpool are the T-Roc. They may not have the big flashy names, but they do the job and they do it well. It's facts.
Yeah. But Lee, technically we did have the flashy names. We just didn't bring them in that window. We still had the spine. The spine
I hear you.
The spine was, that's what I'm saying.
But no,
The spine
but you,
was still there,
but,
bro.
but people were discrediting Harvey.
That's even more cheeky to me.
But
And
people were
and by the way, you know how, like, if you ask VD now who has the better squad, he'd probably say Liverpool now. But
He admitted to it a couple of months ago.
No,
he admitted he was wrong, to be fair to him.
No, but Ches, and yes, Chestnut, yeah, Ches and Dunyan, well, not so much Dunyan, but Ches still believes that his squad is better than Liverpool's. Go and ask him. Even now, he still believes that.
And my thing was even like Harvey Elliott. People were discrediting him because he's not the flashy name and he didn't come in for 60-70 million pounds. People will, okay, fine, Quanta's not had a great season. People were discrediting all of these players that you lot had. People were discrediting Tsimikas, who, okay, for all intents and purposes,
better than Noni, bro. Joe, I'll be honest.
Because you didn't come in for these big names. And now what we're seeing is that Chelsea, your quality is the numbers are there, the quantity is there, but the quality is absolutely, genuinely, no disrespect, Wolfie, not better than Nottingham Forest. It isn't.
God,
It is not better than Nottingham Forest. I don't care what happened.
Glad you mentioned it.
This is where it's just bullshit.
No,
wait, just one more point on that, Cass. Just one more point.
Bullshit.
Because the other thing you got to know is Phil Foden. Okay. Man City fans tried to defend him at the start of the season, but a lot of them now holding up their hands saying, stinker, maybe he wasn't the boy wonder. And this is a guy who won their player of the season last year, young player of the year.
Won them the league, bro.
Exactly. And they are prepared to say, you know what? Questions need to be asked. Why are the Chelsea fans not doing it on Palmer, who's won them nothing?
We're asking questions.
Do you not remember the chill guy? Gimmick? Do you guys remember the chill guy gimmick?
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Of course.
Man, you guys remember that, right?
Yeah.
The chill guy gimmick.
Listen, you said Nottingham Forest, better squad, whatever. No,
I didn't. I said they've got better players. I said they've got better players in a team where for all intents and purposes, Nottingham Forest are punched above their level. They don't have a better squad, of course not. But do they have better centre backs than you? Yes, they do. Do they have some better midfielders than you?
I think their system's just better as well. And
no.
Wait.
Individual players,
not necessarily better. Do you not think that their system accommodates their players a lot more than ours?
No. They're players.
They're players.
All right, I'm telling you now. We have to go through the season, the start of the season when Madueke scored 4 goals, I believe, against Wolves. Everybody kept giving me he's got the best stats in terms of dribbles per 90, per this, whatever. We know what Don was doing. We know what Ches was doing. We know what these men were using stats to try and victimize other players and prop their players up on a pedestal. When we know what we see with our eyes. Jackson, when he scored one of them goals, he's dead. When he scored that goal against West Ham, but he's dead. He could score 4 goals in a game. He's dead. He could score 6 goals in a game. Jackson is not good enough. He's not dead, but he's not levels. I'm talking about levels for a top team. When we talk about these players, Madueke, with Sancho, with people gone back and forth with him. I actually like Sancho, but he is not the saving grace.
That was
let me go a step further, Lee, right?
He's not.
Only Casado gets into the Forest starting 11 from Chelsea. How about that? How about that?
Cucurella.
What over Yates?
Yeah.
Cucurella. Reece James.
Nah,
Wait,
Nico
hold on,
Williams.
hold on.
Nico
No,
Williams
but
is
I
I'd
better.
say Reece
but
James
no,
is
but
better
I
than
still
Nico.
might take.
What are
I
you
still
doing?
might take, but I still might take Palmer. But I'm saying let's just calm down with the hype of this player. That's
Yeah,
it.
Cucurella gets into your team.
I'll be real. Even to be fair, as I
Cucurella
said,
gets
that
into every
the
team.
whole,
Lane
the
as
whole
well.
amplifying
Lane
thing,
is cold this
people will
season.
try and brandish you a hater if you say anything like bad about Palmer or whatnot. I remember the game against Tottenham. For me, Sancho was man of the match. You know when you
Thank you. Thank
Tottenham,
you.
Sancho was the man of the match, but because Palmer done that one mazy dribble, he done that one mazy
That
dribble on
bounced
the
off of
right-hand
him.
side,
That bounced off of him.
bounced and it landed to Enzo for that, and it landed to
Yeah.
Enzo and
Yeah.
spin. And then Palmer scores the penalty because Basuma just booted, man. Palmer scored 2 penalties that game, I believe. Palmer was the one on the front pages when Sancho was actually the one.
Because he does this. Because he does
And
this.
Caicedo,
once,
what
he
are you
does
talking about?
this.
Caicedo was a bad man that game. Are you forgetting
You know
how
what I'm
good Caicedo was that game?
Like, yeah, like it was Caicedo and Jackson, Caicedo and Jaden were the ones for me that game. But because Palmer scored 2 pens, done one mazy dribble, I saw Sky Sports replaying that mazy dribble for time. Do you know what I'm saying? Even Enzo was pretty good that game. I remember Enzo was good that game. Do you know what I'm saying?
The one thing I would say for Chelsea, just for my last point, is where I can 100% agree, and I feel like this is where I feel sorry for Chelsea fans and this Chelsea quad, is that your manager has kept playing. What's your keeper's name again? I forget his name. Sanchez has to be one of the worst keepers I've ever seen.
Hey,
ever.
and
Let
me interject. I want to interject again. Yeah, I
Who's
want to
worse, him or Onana?
Remember, VD Sanchez was
No.
better than
Let me say it before you say it. Let me say it before you say it.
No. I will say it.
I'm gonna say it because I said it before you even started talking. Yeah, I want to say to the chat. Yeah, everybody that was here. I apologize in it. I apologize in it. Like, I actually apologize in it. So, like, if you never take an opinion from me,
wait, apologize for what? I don't even know what.
Yeah, you got a little. There can be a listen here. What are you apologizing for?
He said Sanchez was better than Kelleher.
I was
Sanchez better than who?
I remember.
Heavily.
He did.
Wait,
He
Sanchez better
did.
than who?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear
Heavily
it.
of
Better than
those
who?
first 5
Kelleher.
Keller's cold.
Oh, for Liverpool.
Yeah. You know what, VD? We've forgotten about it, bro. Why bring it up?
As in, no, he's not. As in,
By the way, we're nearly on 200 likes. We're nearly on. We're nearly on. We got the whole stream. 200 likes. Please do this as well if you haven't done so yet. What we haven't forgotten about is this monumental potential bottle job from Nottingham Forest.
Potential, yeah.
Potential, 100%. Because you're about to after Wednesday, you might be in 4th place. Yeah, Man City or what? How many points behind you?
3.
Even Chelsea, how many points behind you? Regardless. Even Aston Villa, how many points are they behind you? But I know what he's gonna say. I know he's gonna say. He's gonna say this. Look who has to play each other coming up. Blah blah blah. We went through your fixtures and it's looking spooky, anyways. Regardless, yeah. Except for Leicester. Right now.
Wait, which of my fixtures should I be scared of?
I'll tell you which ones. One sec.
Should I be scared of Spurs?
Yes. After they sacked their manager, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Money Mount coming in.
Look. Tottenham away. Brentford, who are resolute, yeah, who you got Crystal Palace away, West Ham away, Chelsea. Who else have you got? And that's about it, to be fair. Yes, and you also got Man City also midweek. No,
that's in the cup.
No, you got to reschedule in it, and then you got Man City in the cup, which you might win, you might not win. We'll see.
I would say from those fixtures, seriously, I'd say Crystal Palace is the hardest one. Hello.
No, yeah. Don't worry. I just changed the scene.
Yeah, no offense, VD.
Let's have a chat because
let's have a quick chat.
Let's go
you and I have not had beef this season. We've not had beef this season, but you do like to hold people accountable. You do like to hold people accountable.
Correct.
You do like to hold the fire, feet to the fire for certain teams and players.
Rightly so. I'm sure you'd agree.
I'm giving you your props here. I'm giving you your props here. I know that I know what your thoughts are on Arteta, and I know how you like to vilify certain Arsenal players, and you like to talk about the fact that Chelsea and Aston Villa you like to do your bromance with. But when it comes down to it, if you don't get top 4, which for all intents and purposes is not looking good, you've spoken about
top 5 now, by the way.
Top 5. But I believe if Man United win it, then top 5.
No. It's extra.
We can have 7. We can have 7.
Oh, 7. Okay,
we can have 7. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Really?
So
yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, fair enough. But okay, so if you don't get top 5 with a very shaky Chelsea team, that's where I want to go with it, because we just spoke about how indifferent Chelsea are, and they're a bit of a wobbly team currently. If you don't
finish top 5, let alone saying that you're going to finish above Arsenal, which I think is quite crazy. But fine, whatever. Like, you're within your rights. Chelsea, Arsenal are, you know, up and down. But if you don't, where do you go from here? Because ultimately, you've been in the top 3 for, well, even top 2 at times, right? You said that you was challenging for the league. You said that you was going to finish above Arsenal. You've done a lot of talking. You've done a lot of promoting Nottingham Forest for having a fantastic season. You said Chelsea should be called up for England. That's what you said, right? You know, it was a disgrace that Morgan Gibbs White. Yeah, he should. Good Morgan Gibbs White. You know, said, you know, he didn't get chosen for the England team straight away. So where do we go from here with Nottingham Forest? Because it won't be the summary season that you think it will be, in my opinion.
I hear you, because expectations change. If Forest end up in Europa, I think it's been a bottle. Not an Arsenal level 93% bottle, but pretty close, because we've been 3rd since I think December the 8th or something like that, right?
You've been up
and to bottle it from here, I fully agree, would be a bottle job. Especially
now it's not like Arsenal where, okay, fine, we had to finish top to get that real satisfaction.
Yeah, there's more buffer. There's more buffer in it.
5 spots for you, and you have been there since December. And if you had won your last 2 games, I believe you would have been above Arsenal.
This is my point, Lee. Like, I saw your form falling off, and had Forest not bozoed up in the last 2 games, would be level on points with you. You get me? So my thinking was right in terms of where we would be.
If I gave you another stat, if we had won our last 7 games and Liverpool's fixtures had gone the way that we would have been above them.
Exactly.
It's just how crazy
before the West Ham game. So you
before the West Ham game. Sorry, yeah. So that's how crazy football is, right?
It's crazy, exactly. But what I will say is, I still don't expect us to bottle this, because as much as Cass is trying to gaslight this fixture list, I take my fixtures over any team around us. Any team around us.
But you're not playing well, though. You're not playing well.
We're not playing. We haven't played well for a game and a half, I would say. We played shit in the first half against Villa. We played well in the second half against Villa. We stunk it out against Everton. However, Everton, remember, their philosophy is the same as ours. What's his face?
Oh, yeah.
Nuno got schooled by Moyes. Simple as that. And let's not forget, Everton, since Moyes took over, if the league started that day, would be 6th in the league. Let's be real here. Right?
That sounds like Eddie Howe when he first took over Newcastle.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that
that's a good record,
there are now easy games in the Premier League, and are you guaranteeing, are you putting your bottom dollar that you are finishing in the top?
Here's what I know. Leicester's a free win. That puts us on 60 points. We got them in a couple of weeks. Yeah. As long as Van Nistelrooy is still there, it's a free win. I mean, let's not talk to Brighton about that, but you get what I'm saying, right? So Forest need 1 more win and 2 more draws, as far as I'm concerned. We either have to beat Spurs away, Brentford at home, or Chelsea at home, and then pick up a point here and there.
Can I ask you,
Chelsea away or home? You're at home. You're home.
They're at home. It's probably suits Chelsea better than that, though. I was gonna say this though: if you do end up dropping points to Spurs, are you having a complete?
If we lose to Spurs, I will be kicking off.
Even if it's a draw, are you thinking?
Look, if we lose to Spurs, I have a meltdown. If we draw with Spurs and beat Brentford, 4 out of 6 is enough.
You're fine with that. You're fine with that.
But if we draw with both of them, I will be kicking off. Because as much as I come here with chest, I'm the biggest critic of my team.
Got the shakes.
Do you know what someone said to me the other day? Yeah, and I was actually laughing in it. My mate said to me that you remind him of the from Scary Movie, the butler. If you look at the butler, the first butler. And now I can see that shaky hand. I can see that hand just trembling.
Rock solid, man. I'll even give you a zoom in, man. Yeah? Rock solid.
I'm like, bro. Hey, listen, I saw on a Saturday evening show, a man had to start howling to the wolves. Howling. A man had to start howling to the wolves. Yeah? And now, you're here.
Bring the pack in, man.
You're here still hyping your team when you're not playing well. And listen, not playing well at the wrong time.
Lee, you get it, Lee. You get it. Right now, it's not about performances, right? Now it's about the points. That's all it is. Murillo doesn't stink it up in the last minute. We get 1 extra point. That could be costly.
I know you're harsh on Arsenal, but I still want you to get top 4. I want you to get top
don't
3,
have
by
to
the
do
way.
it.
I'm
want you
not
to get
harsh
top
on Arsenal, bro. I'm harsh on Arteta.
No, you're
I'm harsh on
Arsenal,
Arteta.
By the way,
I want you to get top 4. I want you to get top 4.
Sorry, Wolfie, and I know we're cool and that, and yeah, link up, yada. Listen,
Yeah, but when things need to get called out, they need to get called out, bro. Call out.
I'm gonna keep it a stack here. You're gonna put Murillo. You're gonna put Murillo in Virgil van Dijk's, Saliba, Gabriel.
Boy.
Guys, you're gonna put him in them sort of conversations, yeah. Then you know, stinking out against Everton like that needs to really be called out, because if that was a certain
Called it out already.
like if that was a certain Magalhaes, do you know what I'm saying? We'd be hearing about it a lot more. More. So
Watch my stream yesterday, bro.
Conversations, you're gonna be putting these type of scrutiny type of conversations where everything becomes amplified.
Ticked off months.
I remember a certain opinion when we drew with Everton last minute.
Oh my god!
When we stunk out against them at Anfield, there was a lot of talk.
Van Dijk, you cussed out Van Dijk. Yeah, you did. You did.
There was a whole load of talk, especially when Beto beat up VVD, bro.
Yeah, when he missed the kick.
And we still won the game, by the way.
Wolfie, you were on it. Yeah.
Rightly so, by the way. Rightly so.
But Monts. But you know what? I know a lot of people like to do this. I did this on my channel. But can we do it? Can you do it here? Because
I'll do it here on Murillo. I have no problems with doing it on Murillo, right?
So
and I've been consistent on Murillo. I've told you guys this guy's got mad potential, right? But I've also told you this guy can get stuck under the ball on crosses. That for me is his weakness, which he has addressed this season. The new 2 issues I have with him is he thinks he's Roberto Carlos and can shoot from 70 yards, and I've not seen one go in. I saw the fan base gaslight him last week against Villa because he hit one from 45 yards and it hit the crossbar. I don't care. It didn't go in. Yeah. Gaslight him once it goes in. And then he's trying to take too long on the ball in that Everton match. 3 times he stood on the ball, didn't release it quick enough, didn't learn from those mistakes. Yeah. In the same game. And on the 3rd one, cost us the goal in the last minute. And that's not acceptable.
No, Wolfie. And the thing is, and this is the thing. As I said, I just like to return energy. You know, I just don't know how I can be top of the league, high flying, stink it out against Everton, and somehow man are still getting vilified, and man are asking questions of whether I've got the marbles to even go all the way. Or when we drew 2-2, it was like the building blocks are falling when we were still 9 points clear at that time. Oh, the building.
Wait! I ain't catch, bro. I ain't hooks. What
I didn't. No. So my point isn't just with you, but my point is that Everton, no one has beaten Everton at their ground in the top 6.
I did, bro.
No, I'm just saying in the
traditional top 6.
It's a traditional top 6. No team has beaten Everton away from home. No team has done the home and away versus Everton, by the way. Arsenal drew against them last week. We've only taken 4 points off them this season. Everton have been very, very difficult to beat. But I just feel like the fact that you lost to them at this moment in time, and listen,
it is bad.
Like Wolfie, you wanted to link up with me, and I don't mind you linking up with me, but don't drag me down by doing shit.
I hear it, bro. I hear it, and I'm saying Everton. Now let's remember,
Wood was back. The man them are there now. It's not like you didn't.
Wood was not back. I'll tell you that. Wood was not back. He might as well not play.
Maybe he's not fit. But at the end of the day,
he's not fit.
You're on the pitch.
You have been flying the flag for the high horse, the modern day high horse. That is you, Wolfie. It's squeaky bum time now, and it didn't need to be squeaky bum time. It didn't need to be.
Yeah, but it's Forest. It always is, bro. It always is. Like we fuck ourselves up. Right? We'd lose a fight in a room by ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
I do hope with all this European heritage, you went back to back in the Champions League. I hope this helps you. Get over the line and get top 4 because you've spoken about it. You've spoken about your heritage.
But what you're forgetting, Lee, and what Cass is trying to hide from the chat and everything is that Villa will play Newcastle. I think they play Man City as well. Man City got Everton away this weekend.
It's what it is.
If we all lose from where we are now, I still stay ahead of them. You know what I mean? This is 3 points, but they've still got to catch the 3 points to start with. I expect Newcastle to overtake us because they played twice before we kick a ball. But if Newcastle overtake us, it means they've beaten Villa as well. You know what I'm saying? So
But
everything helps.
Villa are probably the least of your problems in the respect that
Chelsea are.
No, but Chelsea. Okay,
I
if
don't
you
know,
think
man.
about it,
We're
you're right.
fugazi.
Chelsea
We're bipolar.
Chelsea are in terms of fixtures, but Chelsea actually have it in their own hands. Currently, yes, they don't because they aren't in the position of being. But they have it in their own because if they win out, they get top 4. That's just it. If they win out, they get top 4. 100%.
Anyways, let's howl ourselves out. Anyways, man. Right, Wolfie.
No, nah, that's half-hearted, man.
What are you?
I can't laugh, but
You owe us 17 more seconds.
Go mute, people.
all right. Stop trying to make me laugh. You lot in the background, man.